How is it going, guys? Drew Sadcock here. Back with another video. Tonight I couldn't sleep, so I decided to ask AI to make me look emo. I look pretty darn sick if you ask me. Anyway, since I clearly couldn't sleep, the demons were talking to me. You already know I gotta go on Sadcock and look at some sad car guys. So today that's what we're doing. Enjoy some Drew Sadcock car TikTok cringe. Let's dive right in. You're pretty cocky for a guy. Now personally, I don't know if bro was dropped on his head when he was first born, but aren't guys inherently cocky? I don't know. Kind of odd. Let's take a look. I see why bro's pretty cocky. He's pretty nifty at the editing, and he's got a pretty sick Kia. Wish I had a cool Kia like that. Anyways, let's break down his captions. You're pretty cocky for a guy. Like I already said, I thought guys were already cocky. Then he says, damn right. Which, well, that is a pretty cocky thing to say. And then he says he has no friends. Damn, that would make me cry. But in reality, that's true. Drew Sadcock never gets hit up. Nobody ever asks, what's up, Sadcock? Nobody ever asks what I feel like doing. I always have to be the first one to call, text, set up plans. Nobody hits up Drew Sadcock. Anyways, he then just says, I just don't F with fake people. Fair enough, brother. Fair enough. No one likes you. Once again, that would be my 13th reason why if somebody told me that, deadass. Let's see what his cool response is as a cocky alpha. Not my problem, as he shifts his Kia. Is it even a manual? Unlikely. Let's keep it a buck here. Anyways, brother, all I gotta say is, keep doing you. That's a pretty cool Kia. If I was from the 18th century, I would honestly think you're the coolest guy ever. However, I'm not from the 18th century, so I can't help you there. Moving on. This is where my adult money went.
Come on, Chief. Take a girl for a ride.
More like, girl, take me for a ride. Am I right? No one wants me. Every day I'm called an embarrassment. Every morning I wake up feeling just as empty as I did the night before. No matter how much food I stuff in my face, I feel empty. Never full. Never happy. Never satisfied. Anyway, super cool addition to your Honda, brother. Honestly, really jealous. This is the perfect thing for me to get distracted and drive head on into traffic. Just what I need on a night like today. Something that I could blame easily and the cops can say it was an accident. Even though in reality it was not an accident. I knew what I was doing when I got behind the wheel. I knew the consequences. I hit the gas. I went. Cortana's an all-time favorite character of mine too. Now if it was Prime Halo 4 Cortana, well then, this would be a different kind of video. A more inappropriate type of video. One with lube. Anyways, cool addition, brother. However, I think that's more fitting for a desk, not your car. Next clip. Imagine hating a car you can't afford the insurance on. What kind of car is that, brother? We got an S650 Mustang right here. Alright, that's pretty cool. That's pretty spiffy. And it's a base model. And it's an EcoBoost. And he's got a daddy's money, but I'm daddy plate. I don't know my father. Alright, no, that one was a joke. I do know my father. He's a good person. Brother, I do just gotta ask, how are you gonna call yourself daddy when you're driving around the bitch boy made EcoBoost? How are you gonna drive that around? How are you gonna say you're daddy while you're driving around with 4 missing cylinders? How are you gonna drive around a fucking wet fart? How are you gonna do that, brother? I don't understand it. I don't understand what the meaning of life is. What happens? Why are we here? Why are we here now? Why weren't we born a century ago? Why weren't we born a century in the future? Why now? Why are we here? What impact? What purpose? What point do we have to serve here? What happens when we're gone? It keeps me up at night. Cool EcoBoost though, kid. Hopefully you do something decent with it. Wow, a Miata. Let's take a look at this Miata and let's see what this brother did to it. When I got him, he was completely stock. Well, that's typically how cars work, unless you buy it off of a dumbass. Let's take a look. Day of immediately installed halos in my toe strap. Must be a track car. I don't know. Probably gonna see some track mods. Oh, okay, not really a track mod. We have Jack Skellington door cards. I didn't know he was a car guy, but I guess. Huh, purple LED bulbs in the dash. Well, I guess it's better than having a Christmas tree dash. Am I right, BMW owners? Huh, look at that, more purple interior with a bunch of cum stains all over it. You're getting freaky in this little thing. Impressive. Huh, got him a straight pipe. Why are you calling it a him? It's a car. It's an inanimate object. It doesn't have a gender. Why is it a him? You want to be riding a guy all day? Maybe you're a girl. I don't even know. Installed the teeth. All right. The cold barrel inside my mouth. It almost reminds me of a popsicle as a child. However, this is hardened steel. I cock back the hammer only to reveal to myself that it was never loaded in the first place. And it's a Nerf gun. Mini wing for a mini car. It's not quite a mini car. Actually, a Mini Cooper would be a better fit for it. Also, did you fucking hot glue this, you fucking dipshit? Installed coilovers. Why do those look more used than the car? Got some bucket seats. Never heard of that brand. Wouldn't trust that with my life. Installed a duckbill spoiler plus custom plates. Those are some nice looking self-tappers there, brother. Kept up with some maintenance. Probably would have done that first, but that's just me. Picked up some wheels off of Marketplace. Those look like they have more miles on them than your mother. Thermostat housing and thermostat decided to take a poop. Yep, it's a Miata. Blinky, getting an alignment. You have a weird obsession with this car. Once you name it, I think it's called a mental disorder. Updated the door cards. More purple. Installed Apple CarPlay. About time, it's 2025. Got him tatted. Holy shit. This is getting worse. Also, where's the shading? This looks like a 2-year-old drew it. I also see that little error right there. That's on you for life. You should have thought about that. How he sat for a few months. It's not a boy. Installed a KBD body kit and painted it purple. Who would have fucking guessed? Sat like this for 2 months. You're irresponsible with your money. Installed a little intake. Only took about a fucking year. Wow, look at that. A little intake. I've never seen a whole red filter like that, but that shit looks like it came straight from China. Even with these tariffs, that thing is probably cheaper than a fucking Big Mac. Finally installed a passenger seat. Who the fuck installs one seat? Added a harness. So far, I haven't seen anything screaming performance in this car other than a bunch of spray paint, so I don't know why you did that. His name on the hood, Blinky. You should get that name tattooed right above your butt crack. A little tramp stamp. That way you can always have him with you. Threw on some tints. Holy shit. Painted the bottom of the doors to even it out. That doesn't look any better. Bought a roll of wrap. Let's see him ruin this car even more. Would you look at that? This is how Blinky sits today. Still incomplete. This is how Blinky will sit for the rest of his life. Until he gets T-boned, and hopefully the driver walks away okay. I hope I don't walk away okay. I'll sit in an intersection with my lights off, waiting for a semi-truck to come. He'll be okay. I'm in a 3,000-pound vehicle. He's in a 3-ton truck. The odds of him surviving are way higher than mine. Good job with Blinky. Hope to see Blinky at a car meet one day. Moving on. Your Atasha isn't even that cool. What the fuck is an Atasha? Alright, well this guy's flipping me off. I don't really like that. It kind of hurts my feelings, so I'm gonna hurt his back. Do you like being the embarrassment of your family? I know what that's like. I know how it feels. I know how it eats at you. I know how every night you go to bed wishing that you could be someone that your parents are proud of. You're hoping that by the time they pass, by the time their time on earth is over, you'll have done something with your life. But instead, you're making a TikTok of your goofy-ass anime car. Goofy-ass car, 19 likes, 1 comment. The only comment on it is someone tagging me, so that way I can laugh at you. Maybe if you didn't wrap your car such an ugly fucking wrap, maybe, they would have something nice to say about you. Or maybe it wouldn't matter. Maybe nothing matters. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but that rap isn't my cup of tea. I'm not a fan of it, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if you're boy, girl, transformer, child. I don't care. That rap is not it. And I don't think you're gonna be swinging it with the ladies when you have hentai gang on your windshield. I feel like any girl you picked up, if you ever even got that far, would immediately cancel plans after that date. She would feel probably pressured to get in the car, but trust me, you're on her block list after that. Just think about that going forward. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Nothing really nice to say about this. I like the building in the background. It's pretty. Let's take a look at this one. He drives a car from 2006. Huh. I drive a car from 2006. It's pretty cool. Let's see what this guy drives. Maybe it's a Mustang GT like mine. Oh. I'm saddened even more. I thought for once I would have a brother, someone that I could relate to, somebody that knows the struggle of driving an almost 20-year-old car. Yet here I am, alone, once again. However, things could be worse. I could be driving around this piece of shit. Thank God. Yeah, I don't know, brother. I think the point of this trend is to show off a cool car from 2006. And I don't know if it's hiding behind this Nissan because it's scared of you. But I'm not seeing it here. I'm seeing a questionable salvage title Nissan Maxima. with cheaply spray painted wheels. You couldn't even be bothered to wash the thing. You literally had a full-on photo shoot with this. You know, this is like the bare minimum, but if your car isn't in a racing game, it's probably not cool. And that's a pretty low standard. If it isn't in a racing game, it's probably not cool. And if this is somehow in a racing game, well, then that game isn't cool. You also have bird shit on your rear end, so go ahead and get that fixed before it chews up your paint even more. Got my first manual car, 2022 Premium GT, $39,000 with 7K miles. Oh, that's a pretty good find. I don't know if it's worth 40K, but that's a pretty good find. Let's take a look at what you do with her. Make my own canard designs. Well, I hope you studied physics because those actually have a purpose other than just looking like little teeth. LED grille. Nice performance mod. Probably added a total of 0 horsepower. RST McLeod 1200. That's a waste. Short shifter. $700. Also a waste. Diffusor. You spelled that wrong. Go back to school. Also $120. Wasted. Euros RGB. $600. Although this thing is probably the thing you probably have most enjoyment out of, I would still classify it as a waste. Wicker bill, $120. Let's go ahead and slow you down even more with all that drag. Good job, idiot. Interior light, $600. This guy likes burning money. Somebody should be his accountant. Wheels, reps, $1,200. Good job, you bought some fake 3-piece wheels. Once again, stop burning your money. Suspension, $300. If you only spend $300 on suspension, your suspension probably rides like dog shit. Also, how do you manage to buy the wrong offset wheels? It's 2025. There's a lot of ways to figure out what wheel you need to run. This ain't it, Chief. Also, yeah, canards aren't supposed to be horizontal or parallel with the floor. They're supposed to up and lift the air over the wheel arches. And this isn't doing that. This is just directing it straight into there. You are making yourself slower with these. You're an idiot. Like I said, you gotta study physics. Splitter, $120. That thing's gonna die on the first speed bump it comes across. Intake, $400. Finally, something that does, well, still nothing, because honestly, the 2022 or whatever year this is intake is way better than that piece of shit. You can ask any tuner, they would agree. Designed my own wrap. Well, just like I said, you're not a fucking physicist, you're also not a designer. That looks like shit. It looks like a dirty tampon. Holy shit, that looks nothing like your design. This actually had some style to it. I can kind of see what you're going for. This looks like a fucking mess. I can't see what you're going for. GTR carbon wing, $1,300. Yeah, buddy. Anybody who knows anything about aerodynamics knows that if you add rear downforce, you also have to pair it up with front downforce, or else your front end is going to be lighter than your rear end, in which case your car is going to handle even worse. Seriously, I would recommend picking up a fucking book. Steering wheel, $600. More wasted money. Wide body, $1,800. That is some cheap-ass plastic. If you paid $1,800 for that, once again, you need an accountant. Hood, $2,000. That literally looks stock. I don't even know what the fuck the difference is. Wheels, $3,000. Hopefully they're the right offset. Total performance mods, 1. Total money wasted, probably 15 grand, if not more. Well, you know what they say. It's his car. He can do whatever he wants. I don't have to like it, though. Well, that's for sure.
Just like you don't have to like me. It's okay. I know it's true. You don't have to like me. Nobody does. You won't hurt my feelings. You could be mean in the comments. Let it all out. Vent. I'll be your therapist. And your accountant.
Alright, last one. You can't make your Mustang look JDM. Let's take a look at what this numbnuts does to make his Mustang look JDM. Once again, I think people need to, pick up a book or go back to school. Because this is the Prime Minister or President of China. I don't know what they call him over there, but I know this is China. He literally says, "What's up, Beijing?" which is the capital of China. This is not Japanese. Japanese stands for Japanese Domestic Market. Also, throwing on some Duraflex, cheap fiberglass, wide body front fenders, and a front bumper doesn't really scream JDM. It screams, I can't afford the rest of the kit. And it doesn't even look JDM. Nothing about this looks JDM. You couldn't even bother putting a Japanese wheel on it. Those are stock SVT style wheels, I believe. Let's go ahead and read some comments and see if we could see what's JDM about it. Oh, comments are turned off. I have a feeling a lot of people were letting you know down below that you failed.
Failure's a part of life. Failure is what makes us great. If you don't fail, then you never try. And if you don't try, you'll never live. I'm tired of living. I'm tired of trying. No matter what I do, it's never enough. For now, I guess I'll sleep. Goodbye.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know if I would say JDM Mustang. Salvage title Mustang, maybe. JDM Mustang, not very much. It's also kind of racist that you think Chinese people and Japanese people are the same. I don't know. Am I reaching there? Let me know down below. Anyways, guys, I'm tired. I'll see you guys later.